Hi folks, I'm Judd. I'm a professional astrologer with over 35 years consultative experience to my name. These are my astrological forecasts for the year 2015 for each sign of the zodiac. Enjoy. And this is the astrological forecast for the sign of Scorpio for the whole of 2015. If I were to try and summarise Scorpio right at the start of this forecast for the coming year, I'd be saying that it's generally quite a stable and calm year for the vast majority of you, but there's no sign of what I would call new big challenges or problems coming in, and that the difficult times of recent years are beginning to not so much fade away as become part of the background noise, and you're beginning to outgrow them and become more strong and consolidated. Certainly there's going to be quite a few ups and downs, especially in the first 7 or 8 months of this year, but not in a way that's going to be overly dramatic or life-changing. Much more concerned with the here and now, day by day situations rather than the long-term big picture. The long-term big picture is actually looking disgustingly healthy. Pluto, the ruling planet of Scorpio, is in Capricorn, which is Saturn's sign, while Saturn, the ruling planet of Capricorn, is in Scorpio at the still over 3 or 4 months of this year, Pluto's sign. So there's still a degree of interactive friendship going on between the two of them. And it does suggest that certain people amongst you, especially those born perhaps around November 4, 5, 6, 7, are in an unusually deep, profound, psychologically astute and aware space over the coming year, and you're in a very good position to be able to spot the bullshit and make sure your truth filters are on high, because you're good, you're sharp, and you're in a very good space to make some pretty big long-term plans and decisions, especially if you're born 4 to 7 November. Neptune also is smiling on you from another water sign of Pisces, and particularly Neptune's looking at those Scorpios born around October 31, November 1, maybe a day or so each side as well, suggesting that over the coming year there's a degree more grace, elegance, sophistication, refinement, aestheticism, subtlety coming into your lives in ways that perhaps it's been there in terms of latential so far, but now it's beginning to turn potent. You should be noticing these qualities coming through in the lives of people around you, and they're reflecting to these same signals coming from you. Nice. Uranus isn't touching Scorpio directly over 2015. You're not going to find major disruption or chaos. No rugs being pulled, no dramas. And then we come to Saturn. Just at the end of 2014, as Saturn left Scorpio and moved into Sagittarius, the whole of Scorpio kind of breathed a collective sigh of relief. But it's not over yet, bearing in mind I'm recording this at the very start of the year, end of 2014. Saturn will return. Saturn returns to Scorpio, I think somewhere around early May, mid-May, then for 3 or 4 months. And he doesn't move into Sagittarius again properly until September. So during the period of perhaps late May through to early September, Saturn will be once again in Scorpio, particularly affecting those people born on or after November 16, 17. But it is the proverbial sting in the tail of a scorpion. And there may be, for a number of you, some further hard choices or decisions that will become increasingly yes, no, black, white in the months in the middle of the year. If there is to be any further degree of pressure from Saturn, it will last 3 to 4 months, no more, and will be a thing of the past by the end of September at the very latest. Jupiter's not working too bad, at least as we get towards the end of the year. in the first part of the year, Jupiter is actually bringing a degree of overinflation and over-expansionism, either into areas concerning career or residence, home, family, possibly both. Certainly if you're born from perhaps November the 6th through to perhaps November the 14th, it'd be wise not to let things get out of proportion, especially in the first 6 months of the year, because if you do, things will rapidly expand out of your control and then you're going to be left with egg on your face. Once Jupiter moves into Virgo in mid-August, after this, there's far less capacity for overreaching, overstretching, overspending, overweight, over everything, and indeed far more opportunity for mobility, communication, networking and interaction. And this seems to be more and more of a theme as you get into September onwards. Jupiter moving into a favourable sign for you, Saturn leaving your sign, the outer planets not really touching you except in a deep, very favourable way. No new eclipses, moons, problems. Yes, Mars will be in your sign at the very end of the year. No problem. No problem. It seems that whilst there's going to be an element of physical hard work over this year, especially around the more material, manifest financial sides of life, that's about it as far as challenges go. So as far as 2015 goes, Scorpio, have a disciplined but rewarding year. There you go, folks. I hope that was helpful and informative. I believe astrology should be free. I think that if astrology was taught in schools, we'd see an end to warfare within 2 generations. And in that context, I want to put as much astrology free into the world as I can. But it does cost. Your donations, month in, month out, the £1, the £5, the £10 a month that you send me, really help me keep this going. Thank you. Keep them coming. And look what I've got. And there's a new one on Mercury coming out later this year. So if you want to get these or find out about all my gigs travelling around the world this coming year lecturing on astrology, email me, steve@stevejudd.com. See you next year. Bye.